When I was growing up, obviously living in a house that is surrounded by antique weapons with swords, maces, daggers, antique vintage cameras, and pretty much everything under the sun on display, hanging from the walls. Uh, Rare first edition literature books, books on psychology, mythology, history, of course, as well as biography and geography. Uh, it made for a very, very peculiar but fun upbringing in a lot of ways. More times than not, understandably, given because I did also happen to have a collection of voodoo masks that were hanging outside of the hallway near my bedroom. A lot of people that would come to my visit often referred to me as none other than Gomez Adams. Of course, being a fan of both the comic strips as well as the TV show and the movies, I always consider that to be the highest of compliments to begin with.
So, what can I say about my nephew? Some of my favorite memories of him when he was about 2 and learning how to talk. His mom would ask him on, what does this animal say? And my favorite one was, what does an owl say? And he would go, hoot, hoot. It was very adorable. And one of his favorite stories, of course, is that he would grab things when he was walking, maybe probably like 3 years old, probably. And Cheryl was doing the dishes and had the um, dishwasher open, and he grabs this huge butcher knife and starts running down the hallway with it. His dad freaks out. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And I'm looking at him going, what do we do? And Cheryl's like, just leave him alone. He's fine. So I ran after him and I grabbed the knife out of his hands. He starts screaming bloody murder because he thinks I'm going to hurt him. And all I've done is taken the knife after him. And I'm the one who got in trouble for making him cry. Hello. And then the same time, I must have been visiting them when I was a teen or something. I'm not really quite sure why I was at their house. And I had a hot curling iron on the bathroom counter, and I walked away for a minute while it was still heating up. Sure enough, there he goes, grabbing the hot curling iron, burning his hand and screaming. And of course, I'm the one who gets the blame. I'm the adult. I know better. Blah, 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 blah.
Well, that also goes without saying, too, that in a lot of ways, when I was building the Dragon's Bane series, my stories do come with elements of history and mythology and even literature as well. Somewhere blended in between. Sometimes even as its own little subtle clue or a subtle nod. And what better way of representing it on so many levels than one of the first paintings that I had come to admire at a young age. And it definitely represents and defines me in my own sense. And that is, of course, the picture of Heinrich Schliemann standing with his wife at the remains of what was once the city of Troy from the Trojan War. And he's got his arm stretched out, pointing at what was once the walls of the city, and he's reciting passages from the Iliad. Understandably, that truly made a mark on me in terms of just the blending of all three of areas of fascination into one particular specific key point in time. So naturally, of course, as I started high school, and this was where the story in the series itself was first put pen to paper, naturally, 9 times out of 10, my interests forced me to go ahead and stand backwards and look back in reflection on our own past in order to create the world ahead. And so, what you see next is just basically the training and the mindset of a very young, ambitious teenager who has aspirations of accomplishing every known goal that he could, on top of just surviving and managing the day-to-day ordeals of public high school.
Hi there. My name is Tony, and I'm an old friend of William Brower. And he asked me to do this video about when he started Dragon's Bane. I first met William in 1993 in high school. We were lab partners in chemistry class. And Dragon's Bane was still in its Jurassic period at the time. So a few decades have gone by, and it's gone through many, many rewrites since then. Probably one of the most hilarious memories I have of that time was that we had this horrible chemistry teacher that really didn't like us at all. William and I, during chemistry class, we would often talk about Dragon's Bane as well as the Titanic and one of my favorite shows at the time called Highlander. Well, our chemistry teacher didn't like that very much, so one day he purposely gave us the wrong instructions to an experiment, and we wound up blowing a hole in the ceiling in the classroom. And to this day, we still laugh about it.
Hi there. So what can I say about William Brower? I met him my junior year of high school. He helped in the front office and managed to get my class schedule so he could conveniently bump into me in the hallway. He became my high school boyfriend. I remember all the stories about the Titanic, about the Civil War, about lots of history. All very romantic to a 16-year-old girl. In fact, I even told him, Civil War facts? I generally don't find them interesting. So anyway, I introduced William to a lot of Broadway shows and my crazy. Obviously we broke up, but we connected several years later to have a flourishing Facebook friendship.
Go ahead and take a quick little gander to show exactly what's what, who's who, and let's peel back the magic away from the curtain itself and look into our own past for the road ahead.